think I'll try to close my eyes again. Yes, I'll close my eyes again. Oh, I'll close my eyes again. Yes, I'll close my eyes again. Yes, I'll close my eyes again. It's 4 a.m. and I try to dream, but it seems that the things that I dream don't make sense. It's 4 a.m.
Hello and welcome to the first edition of the Best in LDS Music on MySpace. My name is Rich, and we are live in the studio today with a fabulous musician who is originally from where, Chris Hartwell?
Originally from Declo, Idaho is where I grew up.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's small.
Small?
Yeah. Thriving metropolis of about 300 or so.
Now, Chris is a piano player slash singer-songwriter who recently got back from D.C., and he spent quite a bit of time there in the little music scene there. What can you tell us about that, Chris?
D.C. music scene is great. I mean, I was there going to college, and then I was working after college, but playing music almost the whole time. And they've just got a great music scene. I mean, it's a huge area with D.C., you know, and Arlington, Virginia, Alexandria. There's just so many venues to play.
So there are lots of musicians out there kind of doing the same thing, or was it kind of not so much?
Oh, there's a ton. Yeah,
cool.
There's a lot of great musicians.
So how do you contrast being out east on the East Coast doing music and being back in Utah?
It's more of a lone game out here in Utah. You kind of have to find your places to play. You have to, just find people to play with, different things like that. Whereas in D.C., it was just crawling with musicians.
Were there, just tons of musicians?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, why don't you tell us about kind of what you're doing musically and like some of your influences and
sure
how you learned how to play and where you started playing and that kind of stuff.
Well, I started playing piano when I was young, probably about 6 years old. My mom started me with piano lessons, and something that I did all the way through my senior year of high school, but I never started writing music at all. I started singing in choirs in junior high and in high school and continued that through college, but kind of stayed away from the piano for a little bit after I left home. But then a couple years into college, I started writing some music on piano, figured I could do that. And so I started, like I said, writing music and the lyrics and all that stuff there in college.
Very cool. Well, now this is the Best in LDS Music. You're a member of the church.
I am.
And that's kind of what we're promoting with this MySpace website, and I think it's really cool that there's a lot of musicians out there that are doing music that are members of the church and this is kind of my goal, is to kind of get people heard, because a lot of people don't hear that there's Mormons doing music, and I think it's pretty cool that there's a lot of really good musicians out there.
Yeah, and that's like, I was saying earlier that being here in Utah is kind of a lone game, but it's nice to have a place like MySpace where you can see all of these other LDS musicians that are doing the same thing that you are and get to network with a lot of them. So it's great. Good work.
Well, why don't we have you introduce a song and play one for us, because that's kind of why we're here tonight.
Sure. Is
to hear Chris Hartwell, the musician. So I'll let you take it.
All right. Well, this song is fairly recent, and it's called Safe in My Arms. It's one of those sappy songs about finding a girl and wanting to fall in love and all that good stuff. Those sell real big or something. But it didn't help. I didn't get the girl, but it's a fun song. Anyway.
Typical.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you have to write the heartbreak songs afterwards.
Yeah,
when it doesn't work out. So this is called Safe in My Arms. Echoes from the past, let go now at last. Shadows they have cast upon me finally start to fade. Looking at myself, seeing someone else, someone who was sheltered from the price of perfect pain. And if perfect's what you are, then perfection's not that far. Imperfection is made perfect through every scar. 'Cause you walk
walk in the room and all my dreams come true. Yeah, I wonder if you could stay here safe in my arms. And when you're walking away, I wanna ask you to stay, but is there any way to keep you safe in my arms? Keeping step with time, and somehow still I find the truth is not confining me to walk a separate path. Happiness I found as nervousness compounds, revelry sounding in the hallways now at last. In the past is all I feel, yeah. Now at last I see it clear, yeah, 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 yeah. Every day is pushing on to a brighter year. 'Cause you walk in the room and all my dreams come true. Yeah, I wonder if you could stay here safe in my arms. And when you're walking away, I wanna ask you to stay, but is there any way to keep you safe in my arms? Restlessness wakes something inside of me, something I can't keep from remembering. It's something I can't help but remembering. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause you walked in the room and all my dreams came true. I wondered if you could stay here safe in my arms, but now you're walking away. I wanna ask you to stay. Yeah, stay here safe in my arms. 'Cause you walk in the room and all my dreams come true. Yeah, I wonder if you could stay here safe in my arms. And when you're walking away, I wanna ask you to stay, but is there any way to keep you safe in my arms? To keep you safe in my arms.
Chris Hartwell, everybody. That was excellent, Chris.
Thanks.
Now, I've been to one of your gigs because you and I live pretty close, and that's one of the reasons you're here tonight.
Right.
And you did this song that was 4 chords, and maybe just give people a sample of that tonight and kind of talk about how you came up with that, because it's really, really cool. It's not really your own song. It's a bunch of different songs from other people.
Yeah, it is. Kind of what happened was I was writing a song, and I was using these chords here that I'm playing, just these 4 chords. And I was like, you know, this song sounds so familiar. I was like, oh wait, it sounds like this song. And I was like, no, it sounds like this song. And so I started thinking of all the songs that use this same little chord progression. And I came up with this song now where I just kind of merge them all together. So I'll play just a little bit of that.
With or without you, with or without you, I can't live. With or without you, 'cause I'm like a bird alone and fly away. I don't know where my soul is, I don't know where my home is. And if you want to destroy my sweater, whoa, 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 pull this thread as I walk away, as I walk away. So I walk up on high, and I step to the edge to see my world below. And I laugh at myself, 'cause it's the world I know, oh, it's the world I know.
So Basically like that.
That is cool. Yeah.
Goes on like 20, 25 songs.
When I was listening to it the other night when you were playing it, I was like, that is so cool, because I play in a band, and about half the songs, or more than half the songs you did, we've played at one time or another. And so it's just like,
Yeah,
you
now you
hit
know.
all the songs, and some of my favorite songs are in there from Collective Soul and from Weezer and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's just C, G, A minor, and F, or 1-5-6-4.
music's
in
not
any
that
key,
hard,
so.
people. Music's not that hard. You can all do
Yeah.
it.
But
Not as good as Chris Hartwell, though.
well, I don't know. See, I figure now I know the secret to these songs. I should be able to write some multi-million-dollar pop song, but I'm still working on
Right.
that part.
Cool. Well, we're here mostly tonight to listen to, hear you play some of your own songs. So, why don't you do another one that I have on my website right now? It's called "Leaving It All Behind."
Yeah.
And you were telling me how in Washington this got rated as a really #1 song on something or other? I can't
Yeah,
remember. Explain that.
The Washington Post has an MP3 site where you can upload all your MP3s and people can listen to them and all that. And I just got this email from one of the editors at the Washington Post, who is one of their music editors, and she wanted to use my song as one of the 10 Critic Choice songs for 2004. So I was really proud of myself for that. It just kind of blew me away. Got that call out of nowhere, that email out of nowhere.
That's very cool.
It was fun.
Little recognition never hurt anyone.
That's right.
And the Washington Post is the main newspaper there in D.C.
Yeah,
what
it is. It's
Cool.
the main paper there in D.C. It's a national paper.
Excellent.
So
All right.
it's some
Well, this is
cool stuff.
what's the song called again?
It's called "Leaving It All Behind." So here we go. It's Friday night. I'm all alone, but it's alright. I know you'll be coming home. Yeah, I tried to walk away, tried to get you off of my mind. But there's gotta be a way for me to make you mine. I spread my wings as I fall from view. I fly so high as I fall for you. And after every kiss, I formed a little list of all I've given up that I will never miss. The late nights, the endless fights when I blur the line between wrong and right. I'm leaving it all behind. It all behind, yeah. So here we are, face to face again, yeah. We've come so far, but we're nowhere near the end, no, no. Well, I tried to walk away, tried to get you off of my mind. But there's gotta be a way for me to make you mine. Yeah, I spread my wings as I fall from view. I fly so high as I fall for you. And after every kiss, I form a little list of all I've given up that I will never miss. The late nights, the endless fights when I blur the line between wrong and right. I'm leaving it all behind. I'm leaving it all behind. I'm leaving it all behind. It all behind, yeah. Yeah, I'm leaving it all behind. Leaving it all, I'm leaving it all behind, yeah. Yeah, I'm leaving it all behind. Leaving it all, I'm leaving it all behind. It all behind, yeah.
That was beautiful. Chris Hartwell. Again, I'm with Chris Hartwell from Logan, Utah right now.
That's right.
Originally from the Badlands of Idaho.
Oh, yeah.
But Chris is here tonight because I really wanted to start doing kind of maybe a half-hour podcast of the best of LDS music. There's a lot of people out there doing podcast shows, but I wanted to put one on MySpace.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea.
And so if there's any musicians out there that hear this and they want to come on here, just contact me on MySpace from this website, or you can email me at richguy102@yahoo.com. And why don't you tell me about your favorite musical experience, best concert or whatever that you've ever done, Chris? Because I always find that kind of stuff interesting, and I've got some really weird stories myself. But
I think the favorite concert that I've done, two of them really. After I first released my debut album, I got to play a show in my hometown, and it was amazing. It was just so fun. I'd never played in my hometown before, and just had so many friends and family and different things that were there. So that was really cool. The other time, I was playing in D.C., and I was playing at the National Cherry Blossom Festival, which they have every year. This was a couple of years ago. And, usually it's bright and it's sunny and it's all nice outside. And the day, just so happened that the day that I was playing, it was just raining and it was really soggy and gloomy and stuff like that. And so I started playing, and there were just very few people there. It's right at the steps of the Jefferson Memorial in D.C., and there were a few people coming and going, but that was about it. And I was like, man, this is going to be a really stupid performance because nobody's even going to be here. And then all of a sudden, there's like this big group of kids that they were like junior high or middle school kids from Ohio who were in D.C. on some school field trip. And they were so awesome. Like, they didn't even care about the Jefferson Memorial. They just came up to the stage, and they were all, like, cheering on.
Is that picture that's on your website?
Yeah, I do have a picture of it on my website.
Because there's a picture of you where you're sitting there, and there's all these people. It's in the back. What's that picture?
That's the same. It's the National Cherry Blossom Festival. Yeah. That was a year later when it was actually sunny, and there were a lot of people there.
That looked like a good gig.
But yeah, on my website, I think it was the 04 Cherry Blossom Festival. And so I have a picture of those kids. And it was awesome because I got a couple of them emailed me afterwards and told me how fun it was. And so I sent them an email saying that, I'd put pictures on the website of the performance and of all these kids. And my website shot up. Like, the hits on my website went up like 10 times in that next week because they were all like, hey, we're on some rock stars website.
You're a rock star, dude.
Yeah. Apparently to middle school kids in Ohio I am. So, but I'm grateful for them. They were a great crowd.
Cool. Tell me about like what you have like plans for the future for your music. And you have a regular day job, right? I
do. I work in Logan for Kelly Educational, so I help to staff substitute teachers in the area.
Right.
But musically, I really am looking forward to getting another CD recorded. I have a lot of demo work done. I have a couple people that I'm working with on doing some percussion and getting some really cool background to some of this piano vocal, so it'll have a fuller sound. And getting that recorded. I've got some great shows coming up here in Logan, in Provo, in my hometown in Idaho again this summer, and then
cool.
This spring I'm actually heading out to the National Cherry Blossom Festival again in D.C. and playing there for the third year.
Yeah. Now, those of you out there that are listening to this that aren't musicians, Chris, why don't you explain to them what it's like to get gigs and how competitive you think music is, like getting gigs and promoting yourself as an independent musician.
It's tough. I mean, if I had the time, if I could quit my full-time job and focus on music, it just takes so much time to promote each show that you have, to try to get people out. But a lot of times I'll go to the universities, put up posters, I'll send out emails to listservs and, go on MySpace and put all my stuff, events and things like that on there.
Yeah, because you basically are the record label.
Yeah,
when you're an independent
exactly.
musician.
I mean, I had stickers printed that I can give out to people, and I don't know, it's kind of frustrating sometimes when you don't have enough time to do all this stuff.
And you probably feel like, why am I doing all this, if I'm not, no one's really listening to what I'm doing. But I think that it all comes back to, as musicians, that you love doing it.
Yeah.
No matter who shows up to a show, no matter, how many CDs you sell, it's because you really enjoy writing music and that kind of thing.
Definitely. I mean, it's great to have people listen and people buy CDs too, though.
Yes, it is. It pays for gas.
Yes, it does.
All right, well, why don't you do another song for us? And I've been listening to Chris play some of his stuff, and I went out to a few of his shows, and I really like the ballady stuff he does. So if you have another mellow song, and then
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that.
Sure. I'll play a song. It's called Home, and it's one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. I wrote it for the woman I was going to marry before I had ever met her. This was just to be a song for that woman.
And this is one you did last weekend when I was at your show at Borders. Yeah. Cool.
It is.
Yeah, I like this song a lot.
So, see how it goes. In a picture of your room, could you find room for me to say, welcome home? And in a picture perfect world, could you find strength to run away, to bring me home? Bring me home, bring me home, bring me home, bring me home. And in the images in your mind, could you imagine finding love when I come home? If I gave my soul to you, could it be enough to bring me home? Bring me home, bring me home, bring me home, bring me home. Every time I see your face, I wonder if I'll ever find that place where I can call the light you shine my own. And every time I feel your touch, it's like a dream, and I never wanna wake up. And every time I look into those eyes, I wanna come home. I wanna come home. Every time I see your face, I wonder if you'll ever find that place where I can call the light you shine my own. And every time I feel your touch, it's like a dream, and I never wanna wake up. And every time I look into the heart's eyes, I wanna come home. I wanna come home. I wanna come home. I wanna come home.
Chris Hartwell. That's an excellent song. You know, while you were
Thanks.
playing that song, I was listening, and a lot of times because I went on a mission for the church and I'm a return missionary, that song would be something that would make me homesick if I heard it on my mission. Because I think when you're out on your mission, you're like, you know, you hear these songs about home and you go, oh yeah, you know, home is so good. So, and that's one of the really cool things about music is that maybe you wrote that for, you know, somebody, but you can take it, you know, it's kind of cool to not know what songs are about sometimes, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you can take a song and you can go, oh, that can relate to that, and maybe make it mean something to you.
Yeah, you can make it your own.
And so, yeah, that's a great song, man.
Thanks.
It almost brought me to tears. All right. All right. Well, we're about out of time here. I want Chris to do one more song before we go, but why don't you, Chris, what's your website?
It's www.chrishartwell.com.
Okay.
Simple enough.
And then he's also on MySpace. You can hear him here. You can always connect from MySpace to there. And MySpace has been a great tool for musicians to get out there and get heard.
It is. It's a great place.
Why don't you do one more, and we'll wrap her up. And I like to thank anyone that's listening to this for tuning in. And if you have any suggestions, email me. If you're a musician and want to do this and have your own little podcast where we feature you, email me, and we'll get you on here.
Great. And thanks, Rich. It's been
No
been
problem,
great.
man. No problem.
Was it really as bad as you thought it would be? You fell 40 times, now it's behind you, but you still don't see. So take a look around. Can you hear the sound of my voice? To leave or to stay, into your choice. And did you really think you could keep me down? I just dust myself off as I pick myself up off the ground. So take your best shot. It's gonna take a lot more to beat me. And ready or not, I'll take what's coming in. No stuff you got is gonna keep me down. When the world's in your hand and everything you want is right there, but when it knocks you down, you gotta get back up and show yourself you really care. Take your best shot. It's gonna take a lot more to beat me. And ready or not, I'll take what's coming. No stuff you got is gonna keep me down.